This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Brought to you by the North Law Firm. For car accidents and negligent security cases, call Joe at 239-337-1191. And by Lee Health.
Southwest Florida, welcome to another edition of Lee Pitts Live this Sunday morning. And, yep, I'm Lee Pitts, the guy whose name is on the cup. I never would have believed my name would be on a mug, folk, but these mugs are seen everywhere now like Pokemon. We got some guests here today who'll get to take their mug home. We'll get a chance to talk to Yajaida Vasquez. She's the owner of SunCoast Medical Center of Southwest Florida. Very excited to talk to her. We'll also get a chance to talk to my favorite cook in all the land. You guys know who it is. You've been seeing her commercial on Lee Pitts Live. That'll be one Chef Michelle, who has her own restaurant now, Shell's Special Touch Restaurant. We know her as Chef Michelle. That's Michelle Pope. All that's happening on Lee Pitts Live. We'll be right back. Southwest Florida, welcome back to Lee Pitts Live. We're so thrilled to get in here the owner of SunCoast Medical Center of Southwest Florida. Let's bump you in. Good to get you here, Yajaida. Okay, folk, I had to take my time to pronounce that. First of all, talk about the hair. You think you're coming in here to do all this serious stuff. Tell us about that hair and how you got it so whipped like that.
Well, it was a special day, so I had to make sure that I represented well. I am just all into my African culture, so I wanted to come on TV and just represent the African queen that I am.
You looking Wakanda, my friend.
That's
You're
right.
looking Wakanda. I noticed that your personality and how you just enjoy life, it seems to come across in everything that I've seen and read and watched about the SunCoast Medical Center. Tell us about that atmosphere there.
Well, you know, we wanted to have a culture in my office that just made people feel comfortable. When you're sick, you come to us in a vulnerable situation. You know, you're just at your lowest point sometimes. And so a lot of the places that people go to is just kind of like stoic. People are not smiling. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to bring, you know, how I feel about life into what we do every day. So like you said, we want to be happy, and even at the lowest point, just bring happiness to the people that come and feel comfortable and feel like family.
Where are you guys located?
We are now in Lehigh at 1154 Lee Boulevard, Suite 4.
Now, the SunCoast Medical Center has world-class medical care there. You actually have certifications as well in the medical. I want to make people know that we have you identified as the owner, but tell us about your other your certification.
So I'm an advanced registered nurse practitioner. A lot of people don't know what that is, but we're becoming more and more familiar out here in the healthcare field. So we can provide all kinds of services.
You can write prescriptions.
Yes, we can.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a background in nursing, but then we go and study further so that we can treat all kinds of diseases, and we specialize in different areas. Myself, I specialize in internal medicine and have taken certifications in diabetes and heart disease to take care of patients, and those are the areas that I'm interested in.
I see. Now, who is the customer that would come to you? A person with an emergency wouldn't come to you, right? Or if they did, then you would send them somewhere else. But people should come to your medical center for what?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I think that, you know, emergency rooms are abused a lot these days because people don't know that there are centers in their community that they can go to. So I teach patients and people to come to us for sometimes what they think is an emergency.
I got you.
You know, doesn't require that, but we take care of everything there in the office if we can. If it's an emergency, then of course we send you out.
If you're in a car accident and you broke your neck, you don't go there.
Well, not that day, obviously, but after that we can take care of you.
Okay, right. Well, that's great. Now, so you're basically full service for all practical purposes.
Yes.
Describe your medical center.
Well, at the medical center, we provide, like I said, all kinds of different services. Primarily is primary care. So we take care of all chronic diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and we emphasize a lot on preventative care because we feel that if you take care of yourself before, then we don't have to, do more work afterwards.
People want to get their annual physical. They could come to you for that, right?
That's right. That's preventative right there.
Right, because I do get that annual physical. I get the prostate screening and all of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
You have a doctor there. Let's plug him.
Also, yes, Dr. Baldir Lopez Acosta, and he's my partner. And we work together. He does most of the stuff in the nursing homes and in the hospitals so that we can have a full team that's involved, not only in the office, but also when people are in the hospital and nursing homes as well.
You guys go out too? You go to people?
Yes. So we go to nursing homes from Naples all the way to here in Fort Myers. And we have different nurse practitioners also that go and visit people at the nursing homes and in the hospital too.
So even though you're located in Lehigh, you're really covering all of Southwest Florida, it sounds like.
Yes.
You have a wonderful website, SunCoastMedFL.com. When people go to that website, what can they see there?
Well, they're going to see all of the services that we provide, our hours, where we're located, and see all of our bubbly personalities and everything pop through that as well.
And when you name the doctor, and I know you're from the Dominican Republic, I'm assuming that in your office is multilingual. People come there who may need somebody to speak to them in Spanish or in Creole or whatever. Talk about your sensitivity to diversity there.
And that's extremely important. We need to be sensitive to all the care of everyone and be diverse. And so, yes, we emphasize on that in the office a lot. So I speak Spanish. The other provider does as well, and every provider that's there as a nurse practitioner or doctor does. And then in the office, everyone's multilingual, and we do have Spanish and Creole.
I want you to take time out now to invite people to come and check you guys out for their medical needs, and I want you to say it in Spanish.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Just talking to you?
Yeah, you're talking to people at home.
Okay. Quisiera invitarlos a todos que vengan, por favor, a visitarnos al SunCoast Medical Centers, Southwest Florida, donde vamos a proporcionarle el mejor servicio con los mejores doctores y enfermeras y ofrecerle todo lo mejor para su salud.
Do you find that, I don't know what you said, but I agree with it, but do you find that people are more comfortable when they go into environments where people speak their language?
Absolutely. Like I said, when you're at your most vulnerable, it's difficult, to have to talk to someone about these very sensitive issues. And when you have to have a translator and whatnot, a lot of things are lost in that. So it's important to have someone that understands not just your language, but also part of your culture as well. How do you treat diseases and not be judged for those things? And it just makes it so much easier and better outcomes.
One of the things I know is about you too, as an owner and a leader of the company, is that you like to get out into the community. You like to be involved in the community. You don't just, you're involved in a lot of things. You do a lot of volunteer work. You've been very instrumental with the launching of Lee Pitts Live after work. Why are you like that?
Well, there's a couple of reasons why. From a business perspective, as you know, Lee, it's important to have your face out there. No one can sell, and if I'm going to use the word sell, quote unquote, my business better than I can. So I think it's important that people know who I am, that they know when they're going to see the doctor or the nurse practitioner that it's actually me, and they can identify with me as a regular person. So that's so important. And the second reason is because I am from the community. I come, just like most people from, very humble beginnings. And it's important to me that people know that and can feel comfortable knowing that I'm not there, to judge them, that I have forgotten where I came from, and they can identify with that with me in my practice.
When you say haven't forgotten where you came from, I want to go a little deeper in that. Tell me about growing up in the Dominican. What was that like for you? Did you grow up in poverty or wealth or what?
Well, actually, I was born in the States, and then I went to live in the Dominican Republic because I went to live with my grandparents who raised me. And then they came back, to the States. And unfortunately, like a lot of young mothers, my mother was single and ran into homelessness. And we were homeless for a period of time. And through my teenage years, about 18 years old, I used to live in a car. And so to me, that was my drive, to get me out, to not live like that, and to make sure that my children didn't live like that. And so, again, I know what it is to be out in the streets. I know what it is to have difficulties and having to go to the doctor and be dirty and being looked at strange when you go to the doctor, and maybe going to some places where the offices were, dirty and not nice. And I want to make sure when I became a provider that people can come to a nice place and see a, nice provider that would understand that, they had to ride a bus for 3 hours to get to me, or that they didn't feel comfortable in the waiting room for this reason or the next. And so it was important to me to bring that back.
People listening to you right now, and they're like, wow, that's an amazing story from going from living in a car to what you have become now, a pillar in the community and high ranking in the healthcare profession. Tell me about when did things start to change for you? When did you set your sights on going to school and learning and all that kind of stuff?
So the opportunity came to work for a community center here locally to help the homeless. This was back in 2001. The coalition came together with the center to start this program. And so they wanted to find a layperson to help them with that. And that was me. I was going to be that middle person that was going to make the homeless feel comfortable coming and then provide the health care, that they needed all at the same time. And when we did that, I was able to work with a nurse practitioner. I didn't even know what a nurse practitioner was. And so I was just mesmerized by what she can do. And I wanted to do that one day. And I just asked her, what do I do? And she says, you're too smart to be doing this. Just enroll in school. And I did. 2002, started school, and then I graduated in 2008 with my master's.
Outstanding. What a success story. What do you think are some of the things that make your practice stand out from others? I know you basically said a lot of those things, but what specifically makes SunCoast different?
Well, first is the culture. Like I said, we just make people feel like they're family where we're at. Just comfortable. We value people's time, so it's important that, people don't feel like they're in the middle. We go to the doctors these days, and we're there for 10 hours, it seems like. And, we see different doctors all the time. And I wanted people to get to know our providers and feel comfortable with them and know that the person that you saw before, they know you. The other thing that's important, and this is a big subject now in healthcare, is about the computers. We're forced to use these computers these days to keep all the health records and whatnot. And I don't have computers in the rooms.
Really?
I do not. I make it a point to speak to my patients and talk to them face to face, and I write things down old school, and then I go back to my computer and write them down. Yes, it takes me longer to work. Yes, I go home and I have to chart most nights.
Right.
But I feel that that's, again, their most vulnerable point, and they don't want to look at me through a computer.
And I don't want to go to a computer either to get keep up with my stuff, go to this portal and put in this password together. I just want to talk to my doctor back in the day. So that's a great touch. Finally, cost, insurance. What type of insurance do you take? Do you take Medicaid, Medicare, all that kind of stuff?
So we accept all insurances. There are a lot of plans out these days, so I recommend that people call first and get everything verified. But we also have really great self-pay prices. That's how we started, to make sure that we were affordable. So anything that we can do, from labs and visits and minor surgeries for people that have high deductibles or that don't have insurance, we try to give them a great discount and be able to afford health care, because that's one of the things that keep people from going to the doctor, is that they have to spend thousands of dollars to take care of their diabetes. And I made sure that I do my very best to keep it low enough so that they can keep up with their health.
Preventive health care.
That's right.
You say self-pay, you use that term. What does that mean?
So that means someone that does not have insurance, or that just chooses to pay because their deductible may be too high.
I got you.
Yes.
Okay, good. I think you brought something here.
I sure did. So I know that you're so proud of your mug, and so am I. So I just brought you my
You're upstaging my mug.
No, not upstaging it at all. This is just to bring you a little gift as a token of our appreciation. So this is my mug from SunCoast Medical to you.
Okay, let's take a look at this, John. This is, I'm proud to have this, the SunCoast Medical Center mug of Southwest Florida, right here. Put it right next to, John, if you can get this shot, we'll put it right next to the Lee Pitts Live mugs, and now they are 2 peas in a pot. How about that?
Love it.
Thanks for coming out. Look forward to getting you back in the future, okay?
Thank you so much for having me.
As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like this fine healthcare provider right here who are doing it. And when we come back, we'll talk food with Chef Michelle is here. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching Lee Pitts Live. Of course, I'm Lee Pitts, the host of Lee Pitts Live. We're here at the Holiday Inn Airport in Fort Myers, and I want you to continue to watch Lee Pitts Live on television, on YouTube, and of course, listen to us on radio. But to get all of your shows to come right to you, just click on that subscribe button right there, and Lee Pitts Live will come right to you, your time, your way. That's Lee Pitts Live.